What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You are watching the Clark Griswold YouTube channel, and I am Mr. Clark Griswold. So thank you guys for being here today. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, new to the Strat, you're struggling with your trading, you're struggling with the Strat, this channel, guys, and what we show and what we teach here is going to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market. But the very first thing I need you guys to do before we get started is go down below, click that subscribe button, then hit that bell. That bell is the most important part. That bell gives you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one every single day. This is our watch list for Monday, August 22nd. I put these out for free every single day. I put out these, I put out top fives, I put out weekly swings, which are coming, monthly swings. I've got 300 plus videos for you guys how to learn to trade this strategy, how to learn to become more profitable, how to learn to become more consistent. We go through everything. We go through the setups, the entries, the exits, how to manage your trade while you are in the trade. We go through broadening formations, the candlestick numbers, and everything to do with the Strat. 300 plus learning tool videos that you guys will find on this channel. Okay, I'm on Twitter. If you're there, you can follow me at Mr. Clark Griswold. Feel free to DM me, ask me questions there. I put out tweets all day. I do the same thing on my Discord. So if you join the Discord, the link is in the description below. There's plenty of rooms there. I send out live tweets, live messages on the Discord as well. So you can go check that out as well. And if you want, you can leave comments or questions in the comment section below of any of my videos, and I will get back to you. I usually get back to you guys on the same day. It's pretty important to me to get back to everybody who's following me and wants to try and learn. So expect a response within 24 hours usually. Okay, let's go through a couple things here before we get into the watch list. Number one, the platform that I use to chart with the screen that you're looking at is called TradingView. You can see it up here. If you've never used TradingView before, or you're looking for a platform to use, there's a link in the description below. That link will give you a free 30-day trial to one of their subscription-based services. So you can try it out free for 30 days. If you like it, you can get the subscription, and you get up to $30 off depending on which subscription you choose. But you need to click on that link below to start with that. The second thing I want to go through, guys, is the ads. I know the ads suck. Nobody likes them. They're annoying. But those ads and the advertisers who put those ads on here are paying to keep these videos free for you guys and to keep them coming every single day. Okay, so the one thing I ask from you guys in return for me putting these videos out and the time that I put the time I take to put the videos out is for you guys just to let those ads roll through. So what you can do, just when they come up, let them roll through, go get a drink, go get a snack, and then we can rock out on the playlist. Okay, keep your money in your pocket, let the ads roll through, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's get started. We'll start with BIDU. And as we go through this, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the Griswold Strat indicator for TradingView. That you can't find it in the indicator tab. You can only find it in the link in the description below, on my Twitter page, or in the Discord. Everything that I offer is in the Discord, whether it's free or fee-based, okay? 95% of what I offer you guys is free, but you can find everything in the Discord, okay? Everything is there. The memberships are there. The live trading bots are there. The TradingView indicator, the Griswold Strat, the one that I created, the one-stop shop for Strat indicators is in there. Okay, everything you guys need from me is in that Discord. But let's get started on this BIDU play. It's got an inside bar. So anybody who is new to following me, let's talk about inside bars. So inside bars, or a one bar when we're talking about the Strat, is a consolidating candle. So it doesn't break the high or it doesn't break the low of this previous candle. It stays within the range. It's a tightening range. And when I see these yellow bars, which is what the Griswold Strat does, it paints the inside bars yellow for you, so they are very easy to see. It also paints the outside bars white, and it gives you these candlestick numbers. But when you get that indicator, it paints the inside bars yellow. Okay, so when you see those yellow bars, I want you to think of a spring becoming loaded. I don't know where my screen just went. I want you to think of a spring becoming loaded and getting ready to explode. It's a tightening range. So when you compact a spring and you load a spring and then you let it go, you would expect it to bounce in one direction or the other. Now, Cyberdog's gonna get mad at me because I said bounce, but that's not what I mean. I mean it's going to just move or we project it to move, the probability of it moving in one direction or the other is very, very high. Okay, so you can just go back and look in time, and you just find the yellow inside bars and go, look, we triggered and we hit targets. And the reason the strat, I think, is the easiest way to trade is because the candlesticks are giving you a story. They're telling you a story. They're telling you exactly what to do. This inside bar told you, if this candle right here triggers below here, I want you to buy. And once we hit targets, you can sell. And that's exactly what happened here on this BIDU play. And we can go back again and look in time at SPY. This one was a gap, but it was a huge move to the downside. Here's another one. Both of these actually gapped and huge moves. Okay, so once you break that trigger on a morning gap, well, now you go play the morning gap videos. And if you haven't seen those, I've got like 4 of them. You can go check them out. It'll tell you exactly how to play gaps in the morning. Okay, and then you can go check out any of my review videos, my trade review videos. Those ones tell you how to manage a trade, how to get in it, how to get out of it, and where to get out of it, and why we are getting out of it. Answers all your questions that you need to be a profitable and consistent trader. Okay, so BIDU has this inside bar. We can look for calls at 130.67, or we can look at for puts at 128.12. Given that the time frame continuity, another Griswold Strat indicator, this is part of the indicator, this time frame continuity, and it tells you that the day is inside bar with this yellow circle. It tells you that the quarterly is inside bar with this yellow circle. So it's giving you all that information here in one spot. Okay, so inside bar, time frame continuity is all to the downside on BIDU. I'm looking for a 212 reversal here, especially, there's 2 reasons. Okay, number 1, we have this time frame continuity. Number 2, we are already 2 down on the month. This blue line is my trigger for my monthly. Okay, so we had an inside bar. We triggered down on the monthly. Okay, so we're already 2 down on the month. We've got sellers on the month. Okay, so I'm not saying this can't go up on Monday, but probabilities are telling us, based on the information that we're looking at, what's in front of us, we're looking at puts. So you can take it either way, but puts at 128.12, calls at 130.67. Let's move into Comcast. It's funny, guys. I'm sitting in my car doing this right now because we have people over and they've got kids and they're yelling and screaming, and I'm trying to get this stuff out for you guys. I'm literally sitting in my SUV in my garage recording this. I'll send you guys a photo later. It's funny. There won't be no Rolex or Lamborghinis though, so just kids bracelets and a Honda tag. So Comcast CMCSA 2 down green. Okay, so we can look for calls at 38.79, and I sent a tweet out and I basically said there's a lot of setups that are looking very, very bearish this week, especially on the weekly setups. Not so much on the dailies, but on the weeklies, we're looking very, very bearish. There's a lot of bearish setups. Not saying that's the way it's going to go, but it looks like that right now. So a couple of things on Comcast here. So Comcast has a 2 down that finished green. We can look for calls at 38.79. First targets are marked. This pink line is giving us a 2 down on the week. So if we go to the week, I've marked these out. There's going to be a weekly video. You can see we had a 2 up that finished red. So we're looking for this to come and trend down. Now, when we go back to the daily and we look at the broadening formation, higher highs to higher highs, and we've done that. Lows to highs to lows to highs. Look where we're going. Okay? I would expect this thing, and the way this is working out, I would expect this to come down into this $37.40 range. Maybe not tomorrow, but sometime this week coming up, I would expect this to tag the bottom of that broadening formation. Okay? So we can take calls to the upside. There's also weekly puts that we've got set up as well. CVX is up next. CVX 2 up, red, inversed hammer. Okay? That's a bearish pattern. Okay? So we've got, again, this is a tough spot because the month is red. This day and this week, we don't know what these are. Okay? Right now, these aren't anything because the day and the week haven't opened yet. So if we open to the downside, we've got the month, the weekly, the daily, and the hourly all coming down to the downside. I'm going to move this target down because it should be right there. And again, these candlesticks are telling us a story. It's saying buy me here and sell me here, or at least take profit there, okay? So look for Chevron on Monday as a play. Cisco, CSCO, had this big gap up, okay, and we've tagged the top of a broadening formation. We have to go way back to look at that BF, but there we go. Low to a high to a low, all the way to a high. What's next? What's next for Cisco? Okay, I would say for one, I think we're going to probably look to fill that gap. Okay, so that's why I have this on here. It is a 2-2 continuation is what I'm looking for. Okay, with puts at 48.54, but I'm looking for it to fill this gap. And that gap becomes your target. Right there. And I mean, we can take profits before we hit that target, but that is the ultimate target is what we're looking for on Cisco. Hey, KO is up next. Coca-Cola, 2 up, finished red. Okay, top of a broadening formation. We can look for puts at 64.97, and our first target is marked out, and then this is our second target right there. Pfizer PFE. Pfizer has an inside bar, so we talked about inside bars already. We can look for calls at 49.45, puts at 48.74. On the monthly, we've got that monthly trigger there. Okay, so we're already 2 down on the month. The other thing we've got is this weekly inside bar. Okay, I know that because I've got these 2 pink lines. Those pink lines represent my triggers on the week. My pink lines are always on the week. So now, if I also look at the Griswold Strat indicator, right? The week is showing me right now it's inside bar on the week. Okay, inside on the day, inside on the quarterly, inside on the year. So we can look for puts at 48.74. That's what I would say is more probable. If we trend that way, we are full time frame right to the downside, but calls at 49.45 are also possible, but I think it's going to be a bearish week. And I may be wrong, guys. I don't have a magic crystal ball. I'm not a wizard, as one guy was calling me on on a GIF, whatever you call them, on the Discord. I'm not a wizard, okay? But I think Pfizer's probably going to trend down next week. Twitter. Let's look at Twitter. So Twitter's got a 2 down that finished green. We're going to look for calls on Twitter at $44.02. And time frame continuity, if we trend up, looks good. And we can mark our targets accordingly, like so. There we go. There's our first 2 targets. Now, if we go to the week, what does the week look like on Twitter? So week on Twitter, again, this is what a lot of the setups, guys, on the week look like. We have these 2 ups that finished red. Okay? So there's nothing saying that Twitter can't continue this trend that it's in. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight days of green or being up on the play. Okay? So there's nothing saying that we can't have a 2-2 continuation here. But when we have reds, 2 ups that finish red, a failed 2, we do look for plays that can possibly reverse. So I'm going to put this in here on the weekly because I don't have it, but that's our trigger for the weekly. So if we go back to the day, there is a little bit of conflict with Twitter, okay? So this could possibly trend up Monday, but overall on the week, we're kind of looking for this to trend down, okay? Next up is XEL. XEL has a 2 down that finished green. So XEL, we can look for calls at 77.41, and that would give us full time frame continuity to the upside on the day. Now, if we go to the week, what do we have on the week with XEL? And there we go again. So we have this continuation. Okay, we have this trend. Okay, Cyberdog talked about it with Apple. Well, here it is with XEL, and it's not 9 bars, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bars with a trend for XEL heading higher and higher on the weekly. Okay, so we'll see what happens with XEL. XOM. A lot of these energy, a lot of these gas ETFs and tickers are on this list. So XOM has an inside bar. Okay, so let's look at this inside bar again. Time frame continuity, month, quarterly, yearly are all green. So we'll see how this thing plays out. We're already closer to 2 down than we are 2 up. That doesn't mean much coming into Monday, though. So If we look at this, we can take calls on XOM at 95.18, puts at 93.81, and we've got our targets marked. So again, previous inside bars, breaks to the downside. Big breaks to the downside. And this is what I mean, guys. Like, this is closer to 2 down, but this inside bar was closer to 2 up, and we trended down anyways. Okay, we opened up way, way down here. Okay, so where we're sitting here is not as important as to where we trigger, whether it's here or here. Okay, so again, but this inside bar had a great gap up, great run down. This inside bar gapped up. And if you are new to trading or you're new to the strat, I always tell, even the one-on-ones I do with people, I always tell you guys, OG says the same thing. We look at the inside bars because we feel like it's the easiest to trade. It's the easiest way to get your feet wet. It's just, you trigger to one side and you take your targets. You trigger to the other side, you take your targets. I like to see this time frame continuity. That time frame continuity is what gives us the high probabilities that the trades will work out. The more green that we have, the higher probability that if this trade goes up, that it's going to work. The more, if this trends down, the more red that we have, the higher probability that that trade is going to work out if it trends to the downside. Well, that's why time frame continuity is so important to us. As we move on here, we'll go on to XOP. So XOP also has an inside bar. Okay, so calls at 144.50, puts at 141.84. This target is not marked out, but we can do that together. Let's mark that out there to the top side. There we go, close enough, 145.17. So again, the month, quarterly, and yearly are all green here. We're pushing to the upside. We have buyers on the month, the quarterly, and the year. We have buyers everywhere. But I'm not afraid to take this as a put if we trend down, because the day and the week and the hourly will all be red. And when I'm day trading, those 3 are the most important to me. Everything else is kind of bonus plays, meaning it just gives me a higher probability. But if I have the day and the hourly, that's a trade for me. If I have the weekly, that's more confluence that trade's going to work out. And if I've got everything, that's just a super high probability play. And it doesn't mean 100% that it's going to work out, but the probabilities of it working out are high. Okay, and that's what we play with the strat. Okay, inside bar on Alibaba. So calls at 91.67, puts at 89.19. CVS. CVS also has an inside bar. Calls at 104.62, puts at 102.94. We also, guys, have this trigger to the downside on the week. So if we go to the week, we're looking, again, this is that pattern that I was telling you guys about that's on a lot, and you'll see it on the weekly watch list if you guys look at it or watch it. We have a lot of 2 ups that finish red. Okay, so we're looking for a trigger to the downside on CVS. But again, we have time frame continuity to the upside currently, but let's see what happens on Monday. Monday is going to be the determining factor. We got to wait for everything to open up to actually see. And then UNG, this is one I found on Run Strat. Okay, helps with finding plays. It's a really great website. 3-1 setup, outside bar, inside bar. So there's a couple things with this. These 3-1 setups are super rare. Here's one, and then we had a gap off of it. You can see we gapped down. That's the other thing the Griswold Strat indicator gives you, is this highlights the outside bar, inside bars yellow for you. It also highlights the double inside bars for you. So here's another 3-1 that gapped way up on UNG. We'll go see if we can find another one here. This is how rare they are, guys. I can't find one. Okay, so here we go. 3-1 and we gapped. 3-1 and we gapped, and then 3-1 setup, and then we went outside bar but gapped in the morning. So to me it looks like UNG gaps a lot off of these 3-1 setups, and if it gaps, then you can play the gap, okay? And I've got 4 videos. I've got a playlist showing you guys how to play the morning gaps if you want to know how, okay? The other reason I wanted to look at UNG was the broadening formation. So we go from this high, or from this low to this high. From this low, this is a great broadening formation. Back down to a low, okay, all the way back up to this high. Here is our signal for this to go. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't trend back up to tag the top of this broadening formation, but we've got an actionable signal set up here for this to trend back down to the bottom of that broadening formation. So that's part and parcel why I'm looking at this play in particular. But 3-1 setup, I didn't even put the markers on it. Let's do that right now. We can take the calls at 32. We'll change these to yellow. 32.37 for calls with the time frame continuity, or puts at 31.22 for the puts. That's the video, guys. If you guys like this stuff, please make sure you give me a thumbs up and comment down below. If you're making profit on anything, let me know down below. If you want to see anything on the videos, let me know down below. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Subscribe down below. Click that bell. That is the important part. And get in on that Discord. The link is in the description below for the Discord. And like I said, everything I offer you guys is there. If you want more great videos like this one, there's a playlist at the end and a video that's next best suited just for you. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Good luck trading Monday, and we will see you guys all on the next one. Bye-bye.